What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of the Big Cat Chat podcast. It's been a minute since we recorded our last episode. Last episode was the draft special. Hope you guys enjoyed that. The draft was fun. We did all that. We talked about the draft and everything. But today, we are now in football, not season. It's OTA season and stuff like that. Training camp is in a couple weeks, I think.
Training camp is in beginning of July, I think. I don't think they released the dates yet. But,
so that's in like a month.
Yeah.
We're slowly getting there, but we have seen some guys on the field, so we do have some notes to talk about. We got a lot of stuff actually going on. We got quite the hefty schedule for today, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. Before we do, how you doing, Brian?
Doing good. It's good to be back. Looking forward to getting into the season. Got a lot to discuss today, especially some breaking news that just happened today, so perfect timing on that. We'll get to that later in the podcast. But
ultimate pain, but
yeah, it's going to be a painful thing to discuss, but it's got to happen.
All right, Shawn, how about you? How you doing? How you been?
We all right. We're here.
Hopefully the podcast
Living and breathing.
We're here.
The GOAT podcast. But anyways, let's go ahead and start. The Jags did actually do a couple things. The Jags traded. They traded me. They traded Josiah. They traded Josiah Scott to the Eagles for Jamison Houston and a 2023 six-rounder. Jamison Houston, he's an undrafted free agent who played 3 games and allowed 1 for 3 targets for 6 yards and a 42.4 rating and has 0 tackles. He played 22 special team snaps and 22 defensive snaps. He's more than likely not good, but he already sounds better to me than Josiah Scott did. He had a 74.2 PFF grade as well.
We traded a bum for a bum and a pick.
I'll take it.
Take with it what you will.
Exactly.
It's basically a borderline roster makes the roster. If not, he's a good practice squad candidate. Young guy. I mean, Josiah Scott was horrible for a 4th-round pick from the previous regime. Got another guy who's probably going to be a borderline makes the roster. If not, he's practice squad. It is just a simple thing. So
special teams. He has the special teams experience, which I guess Urban loves. So
that's probably why he went for it. I really like.
He also fits the size that they like for their corners. They don't. Josiah Scott is a short, 5'10", 5'9" guy with T-Rex arms.
Right.
While Urban and the defensive staff like they're 6'1", 6'2", 6 anything in the 6 foot range, long arms. That's what they like as their corners. And Jamison Houston fits that slightly better. Plus, Jamison Houston is probably just better than Josiah Scott because Josiah Scott was drafted in the 4th round. So by being drafted in the 4th round, you automatically somewhat get a little bit of more likelihood to play than, say, someone drafted in the 7th round just because they used to pick on you. But we had tons of corner injuries last year. We had, I believe, 3 corners. Sidney Jones, DJ Hayden, and CJ Henderson were hurt throughout the year. So we had 3 corner spots hurt. We had guys playing. We had CJ. We had Chris Claybrooks, who was drafted in the 7th round to return kicks. He played quite a lot over Josiah Scott, drafted in the 4th round. We signed a guy, Greg Mabin. We signed him week 11, 12, 13 or something, late in the season, off the street, and he played more than Josiah Scott did. And the few bits that Josiah Scott played, he was awful. So if you're that bad in practice to where they're giving guys off the street and 7th-round picks, not drafted to play corner, more playtime than you, who was drafted to play corner, you're bad. It's that simple.
Facts.
All right. Next Jags move. The Jags signed former All-Pro returner Pharaoh Cooper, and they placed Terry Godwin on injury reserve. I'll let Shawn talk because I know Shawn loves Pharaoh Cooper. So
I just loved Pharaoh Cooper from when he was in college because he came from South Carolina. Steve Spurrier was the coach. Connor Shaw was the quarterback.
In fact, you remember Steve Spurrier for his South Carolina days instead of Florida.
I don't remember him for that. I just know he coached. I'm a Steve Spurrier fan, so
okay.
wherever he was at, I would root for.
Yes, sir.
But
the GOAT, head ball coach.
Pharaoh Cooper was actually a pretty dynamic receiver in college. He hasn't really done that much at the receiver position in the NFL. He's mostly known for his return ability, which again, with Urban Meyer's love for special teams, it doesn't hurt to have some competition for who's the other dude we signed?
Jamal Agnew.
Yeah, him. Doesn't hurt to have competition for Jamal Agnew.
Yeah.
So, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah,
I don't think
is you could have Jamal doing like punt returns and then Pharaoh doing kick returns or vice versa, whoever's better at what.
I personally don't think Pharaoh Cooper is going to make the roster at all just because of Jamal Agnew. They do the same thing. They can be a late on the roster receiver, and then they'll return kicks and stuff. And I think just because Jamal Agnew does the exact same thing Pharaoh Cooper does, just at a much higher level at this point in their career, I don't think Cooper's going to make the roster. But I mean, hey, if he shows out in camp, shoot, anybody has
probably
a shot.
just good competition to motivate Jamal and just give someone a shot. You never know if he could outperform him.
Yeah, we have like 15 receivers on the roster. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, Terry Godwin, friend of all the Jags players, the wide receiver room, Chark, Laviska. I saw
a picture of his
Terry,
he was in
leg.
a surgery. I think he had surgery on like his ankle or something, or his foot. I know he's like posted a picture on Instagram and it showed like a cast on his lower leg. So I think he did something related to his ankle or his foot. So.
And we heard nothing about it until he got placed on IR, even though he posted on Instagram like days earlier.
Yeah, they didn't say
media,
what happened.
What you doing now?
Yeah, like no one knows what he injured exactly, but it looks like something related to a foot or ankle, lower leg or something. Hopefully it's not an Achilles or anything, but I'd imagine maybe he broke his ankle or I don't know.
And that probably ends his time with the Jaguars since he's not really going to have time to do anything in camp or whatever. But so RIP, friend of the Jags room. But another thing the Jags did is they hired Nick Sorensen to be the special teams coordinator because what's his name? The guy we had,
Brian Schottenheimer.
He stepped away for family reasons, even though I think
was it Brian Schottenheimer?
No, Schottenheimer is the
he's
passing game coordinator.
Yeah, it was.
What was
something Schneider?
Brian
Schneider or something like that.
I had the note.
Someone look it up.
Jaguars special teams coordinator leaves. Brian Schneider.
There you go.
We have a lot of Brians on there.
Brian Schneider, yeah. Schottenheimer is the QB coach or the
passing game coordinator.
Passing game coordinator.
Too many Brians.
Exactly. But Brian Schneider, he left the team for family reasons, and apparently the team supports him. But we've seen some rumors that this same thing happened in Seattle, and he never really went back. So it could just be a way of letting him go, but not really. Who knows? Wish him the best if he does actually have family issues. But we hired Nick Sorensen, former Jaguar special teams captain, actually.
Apparently a really good hire. Apparently he's like really good at his job. Knows the exact same system Schneider had in place.
Yeah, because he came from Seattle as well.
Yeah, pretty much a fill-in, basically. Same concept, everything. It's just probably a better coach from what I've seen.
And the fact he's a former Jaguar is an automatic W.
I remember playing with him on like Madden 06.
I saw some connecting the dots on Twitter. The Jags, they hired Nick Sorensen to be the special teams coordinator, and Sorensen got a firsthand look at Pharaoh Cooper quite a bit from 2016 to 2018 and 6 times overall. So Cooper's had plenty of special team success against Seattle.
Yeah.
In one game, he had 180 return yards against the Seattle Seahawks.
I think didn't he have 2 touchdowns or something like that?
I think so. 180 would equal something like that. But
like 2 punt return touchdowns, I think, or 1 kick return touchdown or something like that. And 1 punt return. I can't remember what it was, but I think it was 2 total.
Yeah, so this seems like another Nick Sorensen giving a guy a shot. Mm-hmm. Sound like anything else we know? Huh? Just giving guys shots?
Right.
Huh?
You can't do that. You can't do that, man.
But you can sign a wrestler who hasn't played high school or hasn't played football since high school, and nothing will be said about it. But anyways, we'll move on. The Jags also recently announced downtown plans. They got many different things for plans downtown, and we'll roll through them real quick. They plan on making a new practice facility in 2023. I'm going to start popping up pictures of all the renders right now, so you guys will see them as they go by. But a new practice facility, they plan on having it done by 2023. So I think I've already seen players excited for that, and I'm just like, I'm thinking, first off, players, you better keep your roster spot by 2023.
Right. I know they said that was like the first order of business. Like they said that has to happen before anything else can happen. Because I know Urban wants that bad.
They want future stadium renovations, and that's why the facility must be done before so that they can continue football operations while they renovate the stadium. And the renovations they want to include in the stadium are, at minimum, shade on all seats.
They mentioned that?
They've been talking about that for like the fans been talking about that for like a decade, 2
But
decades.
how long?
Straight.
When did they mention that? I never heard that.
It
I
was in
mean,
this. It was in the slideshow. It was like
wow.
one of the number first things, like things that like the must-haves for the stadium. Like the first one on there
Wow.
was shaded, all shaded seats, all of them.
Thank
Wow.
goodness. It's like 98 degrees for the first game or two every year.
So basically, if it's shading all seats, it would be like kind of like Miami, where except
Exactly.
it would be except there'd be like a small section in the middle where there's sunlight.
Most likely, and that's
Okay.
exactly what Miami is lit. The builders who built Miami's are the ones doing ours as well. So
Yeah, that's why it was awesome that they found out that they could renovate it as opposed to having to tear it down and rebuild. You're
That's a
saving
good
like
thing.
$500 million.
yeah,
That's a good thing, though.
they also want wider concourses. They want increased space for football operations. They want better vertical transportation, and they want to replace the HVAC, plumbing, mechanical, and electrical systems. So
Yeah, that'll probably be the big cost doing all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I know they said they wanted wider concourses because they said after the pandemic, people are probably going to be more weary about being close to each other, even
Yeah.
after everything's fine, which this makes sense. And the whole vertical transportation shit, that makes a lot of sense to me because, like, when I went to the Panthers stadium when we played them, 2 years ago in
Yeah.
Charlotte, my seats were, like, literally the very highest you could get. And, bro, that walk sucked ass. So, like, I was like, dude, I was dead tired. I was sweating, fucking legs were sore. Dude, it's going to be so much better.
Oh, so they basically want to make like a better
Yeah,
system.
they want to have, like, it to where it's easier for you to get to the nosebleeds, man.
More Escalade seats or something, or maybe elevators. I don't know.
Elevators would be low. That'd be so dope. Elevators, bro. You get out, ding. You're at the damn nosebleeds.
They could do that. I
Oh.
mean, they could add like big elevators or
So
something.
nice.
It's possible.
finally, my biggest thing is the freaking shade on the seats because
That's gonna be a big thing too.
So how
it
long
is
will that
insanely
take? Though?
hot.
How long would they take to do that?
It'll
I know
be
they-
after
I-
2023 because they
I
got to
think
build
they
the
said they
practice
wanted to
facility first.
do the stadium stuff in 2025. I think was the target. No, that was the hotel. So I think the stadium was maybe after that.
Just sometime after 2023.
Yeah.
Is when they want to do the shade.
Yeah, because they got to
Yeah.
build. They got to build the practice facility starting in 2023. So probably 2025 would make sense.
God, it's a while from now, but it's better than never.
Yeah,
Just have to
it
deal with
at least gives us something to hope and wait for.
Yeah, it's gonna look nice. Stadium will look really cool, and people will be happy, and it'll.
Yeah. Until we
Crowd
all
will be
lose
more-
and
crowd
Trevor
will be
Lawrence is a
more
bust
into it
and
'cause
Urban
they'll have
Meyer
more
leaves
energy.
and then we have nothing. Did you
Chill
get all
out.
that?
Chill out, Shawn. Chill.
Did you hear all that?
Chill. I mean, that's what the media thinks is going to happen.
Yep. Urban's gonna have health concerns whenever Trevor Lawrence sucks ass.
No, when Tim Tebow tears the entire team down
Right from the inside.
from being the
Inside out.
90th roster spot, he'll tear
Yep.
down the entire team. But then the next thing they announced is the shipyards, the Jacksonville shipyards. They plan on doing it in 2 phases. Phase 1 will include construction of the Four Seasons Hotel, Jacksonville, a restored Met Park, a 6-story office building, and a modernized city-owned marina with a park and a multifunctional building that will house a dockmaster's office, ship store, restrooms with showers, and a restaurant. So they're bringing a lot to the river area as well. Given
Yeah, that's all that underdeveloped land for so long. Now they finally. This needs to go through. Maybe it's so good for the city.
As long as they can add more entertainment things and maybe more restaurants and stores after that.
they
like,
desperately need restaurants and nightlife
They need
down
they
there
need to
downtown.
add stuff for like the younger demographic, so more
Yeah.
younger folks will move to Jacksonville, like how Tampa is right now. There's a lot of like bars, restaurants, and clubs to go to, and nightclubs and all that. They need to
Yeah,
add that
there's-
kind of stuff.
There's a nightlife in Jacksonville, just not downtown. You have to go to Riverside. You have to go to the Jack's Beach. You have to go to all these different areas instead of downtown right there by the stadium.
God, if they added it to downtown, that place would be popping.
I know, and right on the river too. They got the Jacksonville River. They got the St. John's River right there.
It'd be perfect.
So
a lot of opportunity there.
that's phase 1, and then phase 2. Oh, by the way, phase 1 is done by 2025, or that's when they want this hotel and all that done. So it's a long-term project. But phase 2 will involve the construction of an orthopedic center of excellence and additional residential units. And that orthopedic center is going to be top-notch sports. It's going to be for sports
Medicine, all that.
sports medicine and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
they're just making everything better. Like Urban said, give your players the best they can to succeed. Give them the practice facility. Give them the sports medicine. Give them all that.
And everyone thinks all this is happening because of Urban, which I mean, I think maybe the sports fields. That might be a big urban push thing. But they asked Shad Khan after this if this was going to be like, is urban the reason why all this is happening, or was this in the plans before you were hiring him? And according to him, he's been planning it for a little bit now to have all this. But
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. It could just be him saying that, but
I think part of it definitely is urban, like the facilities and stuff for the Jags players. That's definitely.
I think urban gives you the high profile name to let the city council feel good about doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
All we have to we really need to win, though, to be honest.
Yeah, if we start winning, they're gonna definitely.
If the team doesn't win, then like all this stuff doesn't matter. But I do think we need all of these things plus the winning to help us compete with the larger market teams.
Yep, we can become a big market team.
They all have these things.
Yeah,
for sure. And just in general, Lot J was. This is better than Lot J, and this is cheaper than Lot J. So
yeah, that's right.
I'm just hyped about the practice facility and the sports part of it. I mean, downtown Jacksonville needs a lot more, and this is going to help that, but I'm excited for the football part of it.
5 to 10 years, if they develop that area right, Jacksonville could be like Tampa in terms of demographic.
But especially because of where it's located. It's right
it's
there
one of the biggest
river.
cities in the United States. It's by
landmass. It's one of the biggest in the world.
Yeah, it's like if they develop it right, it could be a prime spot for like anybody to go. Jaguars are not related.
If all it takes is winning, man, we get one ring with Trevor Lawrence, and all this development we talk about. This will be a destination for teams. It'll no longer be players signed to Jacksonville to get an early retirement, just to make a check. No, people are going to come here because they want to play and they want to win.
Yep.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to some football news. End my misery and pain. The Falcons have officially traded Julio Jones to, guess who? The Tennessee Titans. They traded Julio Jones and a 6th-round pick in 2023 to the Falcons for a 2nd-round pick in 2022 and a 4th in 2023. First thoughts, Brian.
Everybody was pissed about it.
Including myself.
Yeah, everyone was freaking out. I checked it. I'm like,
oh, I forgot to say the Titans. They take the entire $15.1 million cap hit.
Yeah, they take that. Yeah, so that's a good thing. I was like, you know what? It is what it is because we're not in a position to where this team is ready to contend for a championship yet. It stinks. We're probably going to get beat twice this year. However, this team, we might win one. We might.
As long as I'm not ready for the Nashville game. No matter how good we are, Nashville is a nightmare for us.
The Nashville game, we're losing that one. That's fine.
Yeah, it's either Derrick Henry's going to run for 300 or Julio and AJ Brown are going to catch 400.
So Julio makes the receiving core better. Yes, I will say that.
Yep.
But
the defense,
overall team.
Their defense is atrocious. They're not contending for a championship.
Wins, losses, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't move the needle much for me, man. Like, people are going to say he's being a homer bias because I'm a Jaguars fan, but, like, their offense was already going to score 30 points a game.
Yep.
So now they'll score 32. Okay.
But you also got to remember that Arthur Smith is gone. That was the reason why they were so good on offense.
Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill had a revival in his career. Who knows what their new offensive coordinator is going to do, if he's going to follow the same system or not.
He'd be smart if he did.
Yeah, he probably should, but who knows?
In theory, in my mind, how I'm looking at the roster, we're like 4 deep at corner, baby. I don't care.
We do have a good depth at corner. It's just the fact that we're so young at the cornerback position. Besides, Hendo
4 deep, baby. 4 deep.
2 of them aren't, because Sidney Jones is like 25.
Yeah, and Shaq Griffin's like 26.
Yeah, so we got
that's the veteran presence that we need.
But then we have at nickel a rookie, and then in my belief, I believe CJ Henderson will be cornerback 1. Yeah, because you're a top 10 pick and you have the talent. That's what you're supposed to do.
The fact that he locked down Devontae Adams is very promising.
And T.Y. Hilton, he's got
is a stretch. He played well against him.
Played well, right?
He's got experience locking down old receivers. T.Y. Hilton, you better watch your back.
If this was like 25-year-old Julio, I might feel different. But I mean, the dude's gonna be like 32 or something like that.
And he's hurt every year.
He's not gonna stay healthy the whole year. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't know. It didn't really move the needle that much for them, because I think Tannehill will regress in my opinion. That's just me.
Yeah. I just don't see them. I mean, I see them being a 9-win-plus team at least.
I don't know, dude. That defense is.
The defense stinks.
People
but
like
if
this. People like to say, like, I saw Jordan DeLugo. I know you guys hate him on Twitter or whatever, but like I saw his freaking. He wrote, I don't think they have a lot of holes. Like someone was like, oh, they have lots of holes at defense. He said, I wouldn't say they have a lot of holes. I'm like, dude, they got a lot of holes.
Their
on
secondary-
their defense, bro.
They're running with a rookie cornerback in Caleb Farley, who's coming off
Their
a major
D-line is
back-
okay. It's good.
Jeffrey
Their
Simmons
D-line
is a
is good.
stud.
I'll give them that. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
secondary-
Linebackers are, secondary is putrid.
They have one good player in the secondary, and that's Byard.
Yep. That defense is going to be the make
Do
or
they
break
still
for
have
that team.
Vaccaro? Kenny Vaccaro?
No, he's gone.
I don't know.
Actually, I don't
I don't know
know.
if he's gone or not.
He's all right. He's decent.
He's all right. Kevin Byard is good.
Yeah, Kevin Byard's
But
even
everyone,
a good
you have
player.
you got like maybe 3 good players on your defense, maybe.
And people think Caleb Farley's going to lock down DJ Chark with Trevor Lawrence. What you mean?
Caleb Farley probably is just gonna walk off the field with another back injury.
Piccaro's a free agent.
Caleb
see?
Farley, his issue is he's running off pure athleticism. He doesn't look back for the football half the time. The football will be thrown in the air, and he'll just be running with a guy.
That sounds familiar.
So NFL quarterbacks know how to abuse that, which Trevor's a rookie, so maybe that'll benefit rookie versus rookie. But yeah, I don't like Julio going to the Titans because regardless, it makes them a better team. Nobody can deny that.
Yeah.
And I just
Right.
I think they're not contending for a championship. Julio does not make them a championship contender. Their defense
Tannehill is not.
Tannehill's not a championship winning
No,
quarterback.
he played extremely well last year. I will credit him for that. I just think it just seems like an anomaly. I got to
He
see
played
it again.
extremely well because Derrick Henry ran for 2K.
People are like,
I
they made
got to
the
see it
AFC
again.
People are like, oh, they made the AFC Championship. I'm like, yeah, the offense took them there. and
Bortles
now-
2
made the
years ago as well.
championship.
What?
Bortles
Their
made the
defense has
championship,
gotten
bro.
worse
Yeah.
progressively every single year.
Their
They spent
defense is worse
$80
now.
million on a dude coming off an ACL.
And you got to remember, if Julio can't stay healthy the whole season, they're back to square one and new offensive coordinator. I just don't see them being an amazing team. I think they're going to be a good team, but I don't see them contending for for a Super Bowl. I think they win.
They
the
can
division.
win the division.
Yeah,
but
they'll
they're
win
not
the
going to
division.
contend for a championship.
Right.
This is like-
I just don't want to
I don't
have to watch my defense in Nashville have to play Julio Jones, AJ Brown, and Derrick Henry. I'm ready to cry, and it's not even July.
I
defense
honestly
got
feel good about our defense, man. It's
I
just
like our defense too.
our
but it's
pass rush,
Nashville.
man. You know
It's
what-
Nashville.
You know what would do well for us right now for this defense?
What?
Is signing Geno Atkins, baby.
Yeah, he would be.
That's all we're missing, man, is a penetrating 3-tech. Dude, Taven Bryan ain't it, baby. I'm telling you.
Oh, you
Not.
actually said Taven Bryan ain't it. You've been the guy saying Taven Bryan's about to go off this year.
That's me trolling. Be
I
quiet.
know.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad. Hey, Taven Bryan, if you're listening, shut me up.
Taven's getting cut. Urban Meyer's been getting rid of a ton of the guys that he doesn't like from the Dave Caldwell era. And I think multiple guys are going to get cut. I think Quincy Williams, I think he's going to get cut when roster cuts happen. I think Taven Bryan's going to get cut.
Right.
Shoot, who else? Chris Claybrooks might get cut. That 2019 draft is awful.
It really was.
Jawan Taylor and Josh Allen are the only 2 guys that give it hope, and Jawan Taylor is on a thread right now.
Oh, man. Don't get me. I don't want to talk about it. I honestly I'm like kind of okay with our offensive tackles, and then other times I'm like having nightmares for Trevor Lawrence.
I like our offensive line on the interior. The interior of the offensive line is very nice.
The interior of our offensive line is top 10 in my opinion.
I agree as well, because Andrew Norwell is a plus left
Just-
guard in the
What the
pass protection.
Yeah.
In
What
the
the
run
tackles
game
have-
is
It's just what the tackles have given you so far. They're kind of like bottom 10.
and Jawan Taylor. If Jawan Taylor hits how he can play, he's shown sparks. He held
He shut down
Khalil
Khalil
Mack.
Mack, man.
Shut down
How can you-
Khalil Mack.
I just don't get it. How you shut down Khalil Mack, but you get beat by no-name guys, man.
He shut down Khalil Mack. He put Darius Leonard on the ground.
Darius Leonard's a light linebacker. He's not really a pass rusher, though.
I know, but it was hilarious watching the
I'm
clip.
more worried about, honestly, if I'm being honest, I'm more worried about the Cam Robinson situation
Same.
than I am Jawan.
I think
feel
Walker
like
Little is
Jawan,
going to – I still think Walker
Yeah.
Little is going to start over Cam Robinson. But
who knows?
tackles are one of the biggest question marks on the team right now. We have a lot of guys who have potential. I don't think Cam Robinson has potential, to be honest. I think Cam Robinson has potential at guard. I think he stinks as his tackle.
I
But
think he would be a mauler at guard for sure.
yeah, I think Walker Little is going to be the starting left tackle week 1 or maybe at some point during the season. I don't think Cam Robinson lasts the entire season. He's not even – he gets hurt a lot too, or at least as of recent he has. But
I would be curious to see how he's looked in
Yeah.
OTAs. Like, no one's really said anything.
He's wore his jersey backwards.
Whatever that means.
Like he has his nameplate on the front.
Maybe that's him saying he's going to do a 180 on his play.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
I got you, Cam Rob. I see what you're doing.
That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Now, a little bit more Titans news is the Jaguars have been betrayed. We have a traitor. Abry Jones signed with the Titans. Traitor.
Yeah.
He was with the Jags for 8 years, I believe. I liked Abry Jones. He was never a superstar, but he was always solid, and he was always that guy who, after we got blown out, he was one of the guys who'd speak to the media so that younger guys didn't have to. Him and Calais were those kind of guys that if we got absolutely killed in Tennessee and we had to talk to the media, it'd be Calais and Abry Jones talking instead of making the young players talk. But he went to the Titans. Come on, man. What are you doing?
He was an okay player. He was just a guy.
Yeah, I mean, especially down the stretch, he was just a guy. But yeah, that's all for this. Now we're going to take a break, and we're going to get back to the next section of the podcast. So we'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys, we are back. So now let's move on to the next topic. If you guys don't know, if you're a Jags fan, you should know this, but if you don't, the Jags do a series called The Hunt where they follow kind of the Jags. They followed them since the offseason. They did it last year. They do it this year. I don't know if they did it before last year, but it's been really good to watch. It's kind of like a little docuseries. And the most recent episode was during the draft, and they actually revealed they showed some of their board while for example, Shad Khan would place the sticker for guys we drafted. He'd place it on the board, and you could see the other boards surrounding it. So there were some players that their grades were revealed, how the Jags graded them. The grading scale was on a 0 to 8 scale, which I believe that's the exact same scale that the NFL Network uses. If you look up players and you see the NFL.com player grading, it's the same. So if you guys want to look at that specifically. But let's go over all the grades they gave. So obviously Trevor Lawrence got a 8 out of 8, perfect prospect. Is that surprising? No, not at all.
The least surprising of everything you're going to say.
Then this one, a lot of people were surprised on it. I have no problem agreeing with it because you guys saw during my draft videos, but they gave Jalen Waddle an 8 out of 8 on the scale as well. So they technically gave him the same grade they gave Trevor Lawrence, even though they're probably on a different scale for positions.
Well, yeah, that's what I say.
But they gave Jalen Waddle a perfect grade. That means he was their wide receiver 1. Bengal is screaming in joy that an NFL team agreed with him. And it makes sense because the Jags, they love speed, and Jalen Waddle's the fastest guy in the class. He's the second best after the catch, in my opinion. I think Kadarius Toney's better after the catch. And then he's a good route. I mean, some people want to argue Rondale Moore, but get out of here. And then he's just good at everything. So I agree with it. He's got the speed that they love because Urban Meyer's constantly talking about speed, even though he's not necessarily talking about 40 speed. He's talking about how fast they play. But I think he also likes 40 speed as well.
Right.
I wish Jalen Waddle ran the 40. Dude would have ran a 4.1.
His only questions really are durability.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just – and the dude showed heart. He could have just opted out after that, but instead he played on a wobbly ankle. That it was healthy. It's just – he wasn't used to it at that point.
Right.
In the national championship, which if they weren't in the national championship, he probably would have opted out. But regardless, Jalen Waddle, they love him. Everybody loves him. Elijah Vera Tucker, the guy that it was believed they showed and hinted about talking about in another The Hunt episode, they gave him a 7.5 out of 10.
He was definitely going to be the pick at 25 if he was there.
We knew that was going to be the pick because of
But
another.
he wasn't.
Because we knew he was going to be the pick if he was there because of another The Hunt episode. They were talking about him at the end. I love The Hunt because they give you like a little hint or they give you something to think about at the end. But they gave him a 7.5, which means he for sure was going to be a Jaguar, which makes us all sad because we all wanted him. But he wasn't. He would have been best player available for sure. I know Brian was consistently talking about Elijah Vera Tucker after that The Hunt episode.
Yeah.
And then to see that he was graded a 7.5 out of 10. The Jets traded up for him, which take that how you will, because the Jets, they got a good player. But then if you look what the Vikings got.
I think the Vikings won that trade.
The Vikings got Darrisaw and Wyatt Davis.
Yeah, I mean,
The Jets didn't know those guys would be available there, though, is the thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But anyways, then another guy that I loved, my Edge one, if you guys saw the Edge ranking video, Jalen Phillips got a 7.5 out of 10 as well. That means he
would have been the pick if he was there at 25.
He was their Edge number 1 in the class. They gave him a 7.5 out of 10, just like Elijah Vera Tucker. He would have been the pick at 25, which makes me annoyed because I really wanted Jalen Phillips, but Miami took him. So that kind of shows Jalen Phillips was their Edge one, which he was plenty of people's. Then ETN, Jaguars pick, they gave him a 7 out of 10.
8. 7 out of 8.
7 out of 8. I keep saying out of 10. Ignore me because I'm used to out of 10 stuff. They gave ETN a 7 out of 8, which is really good grade. He was picked at 25, which leads me to believe he was the best player available there. If you look at some other grades of guys that were picked around there and picked afterwards. So plus he fits the role. We've spoken about it. They didn't just draft a running back in the first round.
Nah, man, he's running back, bro. RB1.
They drafted a Percy Harvin role player who also plays running back. So
nah, man, they drafted a running back to be a slot receiver. What are you talking about? That's what they're doing.
We're gonna act like Najee Harris didn't say that the Steelers were using him at wide receiver a bunch, but
that's okay. It's because it's the Steelers that did it.
Or Joe Mixon being told
that's okay. That's okay.
Receiver.
It's the Bengals that did it, not the Jaguars, though.
It's when
the Jaguars do it. It's a fucking it's a freaking problem. It's so annoying, dude. The Jaguars.
It's when Urban Meyer does anything. Why does everybody hate Urban Meyer? What did he do?
Urban Meyer could be on TV eating a bowl of cereal, and someone would be like, "Oh, he's eating a bowl of cereal like a communist." Like, you can't, dude. You can't do anything right.
Literally, Urban Meyer said he was pushing DJ Chark to get bigger and get stronger, and people had an issue with that.
Well, Urban Meyer hates one of his favorite players?
DJ Chark's one of their best players, and Urban Meyer said he didn't like his film. He never said he didn't like his film. He just didn't like that he was playing smaller than he is.
Oh, my God.
It's just Urban Meyer can't literally do anything. Urban Meyer could walk down
annoying.
Urban Meyer could open his door, walk out of his house, and he would get slandered for it.
Right? How dare you wake up?
He's got to be the most hated coach in the league. Like I mean, who else is hated this much by the league?
How dare you breathe oxygen, eat food, and sleep? Like, God, dude.
How dare you get hired because you're a college coach?
Right? It's annoying.
Anyways, then our second most of our white or QB2s, I know, Ty, if you're watching this, your favorite guy, Zach Wilson, got a 7 out of 8, so they graded him a whole point less than Trevor Lawrence, which just also leads me to believe that they had Justin Fields as their QB2, which I don't really have a problem with that.
People were just guessing that. What if he had him as a 7 out of 8 as well?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, no one knows. Everybody's just saying that. Like, you don't know.
We don't know, but I
personally would have had Zach Wilson as a 7.5, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think Zach Wilson's better than a 7, but
yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. I kind of see it where they're coming from. And if they did have Justin Fields QB2, I don't really care. Plenty of people did. Plenty of people in the league did. It doesn't bother me. It's just an opinion. As long as you don't have anybody of Trevor Lawrence. Ty, you're dumb. No offense.
Offense taken.
But then they graded my favorite receiver in the class, Elijah Moore, they gave him a 6.9, a nice grade.
That was your favorite receiver in the draft?
Well, Kadarius Toney was right there with him. Like, I like Kadarius Toney and think Kadarius Toney is slightly better, which I think they gave Kadarius Toney a 7 out of 10 or 8.
A 6.9, man. That's just
I would have given Elijah Moore a higher than that, but
I mean, it's a 6.9, and ETN had a 7, and he was the pick. It's almost like he could have, they might have just flipped the coin there, to be honest.
if the Bills took ETN, because there were rumors that they were trying to trade up for ETN, or if the Steelers took ETN, I think Elijah Moore would have been the pick. So
I would have been okay with it.
That makes me sad. It would have also made the public perception of the Jags better if they took Elijah Moore. Because
screw them all. I'm glad we took ETN now.
It's funny because when we started playing ETN at slot receiver, which we'll talk about that later. Actually, I think they had him outside too, just receiver in general. People were saying, if you drafted a running back to play receiver, then why don't you just take Elijah Moore?
It's like, that's not what they did.
That's not what they did.
Revelation, bro. That's not what they did.
Brian, you got anything you want to say about these grades? You're just kind of chilling down there.
Brian's like,
again.
First, like
Brian said,
Elijah
screw
Moore.
it.
I'm like looking at all the grades like of what analysts
we
gave
talked
these
about.
guys. Like like ETN got for NFL.com got a 6.71, so year one quality starter. That's reasonable.
They like ETN more than
I
a lot of
noticed-
people.
I noticed Jay Tufele got a 6.4. What is that, like a quality or starter in 2 years? I think it's pretty reasonable.
Something like that. Jay Tufele was
Holland's
actually it's not
6.8.
Tufele. It's because they Urban Meyer corrected somebody when they said that because that's how the guy from Britain pronounced him. And Urban Meyer.
How do you pronounce it?
Tufele. It's Tufele or something like that. It's not Tufele.
Two-fillet?
It's something like that. It's not Tufele. I just
Like
know
two chicken fillets? Two-fillet? Is that what you're saying? Like two fillets.
Yes. We're gonna call him two Chick-fil-A's.
J two Chick-fil-A's?
That's his forever nickname, okay? Two Chick-fil-A's.
When what's surprising?
Sorry, Brian, but when he gets a QB sack, we all are gonna scream,
Two
two Chick-fil-A's.
I'm gonna go buy a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Oh wait, I can't. It's Sundays.
Oh, great job.
What surprises me about these grades is Campbell's got a 6.9, and so does Cisco.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they took Cisco, who is the same grade as Campbell, an entire round later. And they also
the 6.9 is like a 6.8
Nice.
for here. What I'm seeing is a year one quality starter, so they basically see them between year one quality starter and
that's
possible
exactly
Pro
what they
Bowl
said. They
talent.
wanted impact players year one.
Hey, aren't you guys glad we added so many safeties and corners now? Because of Julio?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tyson Campbell film review tomorrow, by the way. Make sure to watch that.
Shameless plug.
I will shameless plug. I shameless plug every single podcast.
Unbelievable.
Actually, I shameless plug for the podcast in my film reviews as well, so it's even. Another note, they gave Walker Little, who was drafted pick 42, a 6.8, and Andre Cisco is a 6.9. So
That's just positional value.
I was going to say this shows positional value because that's a left tackle versus a safety.
Mm-hmm.
It also shows that in the Jags' opinion, they got really lucky getting these 6.9, 7, all these highly graded position players, in their opinion, this later in the draft. Then Shawn's edge one, Kwity Paye, got a 6.8.
Egregious miscalculation on their part.
That shows they like Jalen Phillips a lot more than Kwity Paye.
I'm just saying, like, Kwity Paye over, even though I like ETN, I just don't like RBs in round one. And I'm not going to divert from that. I'm not going to hate on the pick like everybody else is doing, but I'm not.
Because you understand the pick?
I get it. Yeah, I get it. But like, me personally, I wouldn't have done that. I would have taken Kwity Paye all day.
Well, Kwity Paye was gone.
Wouldn't trade it up for him. Screw it.
Okay, chill out.
They ended up trading up for Jordan Smith because all the edges were running off the board. They shouldn't have done that.
They did that later in the draft.
I said they ended up doing that.
Okay.
You could have taken a running back there instead.
Well, Brian's gonna fight you for that because he likes Jordan Smith.
I do.
But we'll talk about Jordan Smith in a bit.
One of my favorite picks in the draft, besides Trevor.
Then Liam Eichenberg, left tackle out of Notre Dame that Shawn and I both liked. We thought he was almost a lock to be a Colt, which he was not.
Yeah, or a Steeler. Shiz. Somebody.
and he ended up being neither of them. He got a 6.8, same grade as Kwity Paye. That's a fair grade, in my opinion.
A 6.8 for him is fair, yeah.
Yeah. Then they gave Gregory Rousseau. It was harder to tell, but it looked like they gave him a 6.5, which if you look at the scale the NFL Network has, that would make him a boomer bust player, which is exactly what Kwity Paye, exactly what Gregory Rousseau is, in my opinion. So I think that's a fair grade. I'm glad they graded Rousseau way lower than they did anybody else.
Went to the right team for that too.
Yeah, the Bills.
Yep, perfect team for him.
They could have taken
a really good D-line to develop.
They could have taken Javonte Williams, but they took Gregory Bust Rousseau.
Liam's gonna kill you when he watches this podcast.
Okay, Liam, come fight me.
Does Liam watch the podcast?
I think he said he watches it to go to sleep, and I'm like, okay.
Your voice puts him to bed.
Let's fight.
Oh God.
There's boxing going on tonight, right?
Oh, that's right.
Throw me in the undercard.
Boxing.
An
exhibition.
Yeah, there's no actual winner. I'm just hoping somebody gets knocked out so we can say somebody won.
I hope Logan Paul drops Mayweather. I'm gonna say it. I don't care.
I hope Logan Paul gets dropped by Mayweather. I don't like the Pauls, but the internet would break if that happened.
Yes, it would. I would lose my mind too.
Right.
I wonder how much would the betting be? Sorry, this is not football, but how much would because I know some websites they don't let you bet because it's an exhibition, but some do. What would be the odds? What would be the plus odds if Logan Paul won? They have
we
to
are so off script right now.
I have no idea.
Went off the rails to boxing.
Okay.
Amateur boxers. Well, besides Floyd.
Floyd.
Plus 30,000.
Hey, Chad Ochocinco. He plays football, or he played football. He's boxing tonight.
That is true.
Go, Chad.
I'm so sorry, folks, that are watching this and we're getting to boxing. This is not part of the podcast, but it's okay.
All right, back to the whatever.
Okay.
Put it back on the rails.
Then Jay, 2 chicken sandwiches. He got a 6.4. He was the lowest grade of any player we could see, and we got him was he the 4th round?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe at the beginning of the
According to the website, a 6.4 is basically a starter in a year or two, so it's basically
that's a solid 4th round pick, I'd say.
I'd say so, yeah.
He's basically a developmental project, kind of got some work to do, perfect to sit behind Malcolm Brown and Devon Hamilton, and I feel like I'm forgetting someone else.
He looks like an Alu clone.
Did you say Malcolm
Pretty
Brown
much.
already?
Malcolm Brown, Devon Hamilton, Doug Costin.
According to that franchise guy, he said he probably offers more pass rush ability right now than run stopping ability, so
who
he might be like a
Tufele offers
Tufele, yeah, more.
Yeah, he's like a bull in the china shop kind of player.
He might be like a 3-4 end / 3 tech kind of guy. Taven Bryan replacement.
Taven Bryan is getting cut.
Taven Bryan's gonna have 8 sacks, homie.
If Taven Bryan gets 8 sacks or more, I will record myself jumping into my pond in the backyard and swimming from one end to the other.
Bro, the light for him is gonna come on.
That'd be crazy.
Brian missed that because he was too busy yawning, looking at his titties.
With his tank top, he doesn't wear anything besides tank tops.
That's my thing. I don't wear
non-hat wearing
tank tops at home.
Brian, you need to get that Tanks for Trevor tank top that Dun and Drew sells.
Dude, I have like 3 Jaguar tank tops. I've got like 1 shirt, a hoodie, a collared shirt. I need to keep adding to my collection.
I'm sorry for those watching this, having to hear us talk about Brian's wardrobe.
Right back at you, Brian. Right back at you.
All right, back on the rails.
Okay. All right. Any last thoughts on the grades? You think they did pretty well grading? I mean,
I think it was cool
I'm
to
sure
see.
Shawn will go ballistic again regarding Kwity Paye, but yeah, I'd say the grades are pretty solid.
Yeah, I think the grades are solid. I understand them.
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely
everybody's going to grade differently.
I understand why Walker Little's graded a little lower because of his injuries, but if he played last year when there wasn't a lockdown and all that, or the opt-out, whatever, he probably would be a 7.0 plus because he had some immense talent. He was considered a first-round pick before the 2019 season started.
Yeah, I gotta find some 2018 film of this dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't have much film.
I thought it was cool to see the grades that they didn't blur them out. Everybody else was like, I can't believe they didn't blur them out. I'm like,
not
that's
confidential.
Pretty cool.
They act like they just revealed they act like they revealed like I don't know.
Their
It's
draft
not
plan for
confidential.
next year.
Yeah, who
it's
cares
Like
at
they're,
this point?
it's like
The
they're
draft's
revealing
over.
their contracts, or like I don't know. There's
Who
some
was it?
stuff that's
Was it the
confidential.
Colts? One of these other teams that does a similar docuseries. They blurred the entire board behind them. It was it was just a complete blur behind. I think it was the Colts behind. Who's behind Ballard? He's standing there, and then behind him is just an entire blurred wall. Well, the Jags are just like, yeah, we don't.
I mean, the draft's over. Who cares? The only thing that you could surmise from these grades is how the Jaguars see certain types of players, or how they grade certain types of players. That's the only thing you can deduce from that. But at the end of the day, the draft's over, so who cares?
Yeah.
Exactly. And then people try to act like, oh, the Jags forgot. The Jags are dumb. They forgot to blur them out.
I guarantee you that didn't happen. You know how many review processes this video has to go through probably before it gets put out?
Exactly.
Editing, review, yeah, 100%.
They probably asked Urban, do you want us to blur out the grades? He said, nah.
They have people.
They don't care. It's just
they have
a grade.
people from football. They have people from football operations who view all of this stuff.
Yep.
Dude,
and there's like 8 different people that probably view this same video. They are not gonna miss it.
I remember back in the day thinking to myself, man, I wish the Jaguars got more airtime. Man, I wish the Jaguars got more media time. I hate it now. I hate it because it's all stupid.
It's all for wrong reasons, and it's all negative.
It's all so stupid, man.
And
it's like, God, why do y'all care so much about the Jaguars, bro? We don't have fans, right? Why do you care so much then? Shut up.
Everything we're doing, too, is stuff that other teams are doing, like ETN playing receiver. 2 other teams have said they're doing it, and they've gotten no slander, but we get slander.
Najee Harris was one of them.
And Joe Mixon.
Yep.
They Bengals and Steelers get no slander. Jags get slandered for taking a running back to play receiver.
People just don't understand that his role is not going to be a specifically running back. He's literally going to be Percy Harvin's role plus more, probably.
The Jags take ETN in the first round. They're dumb. They took a running back in the first round. The Steelers took one right before us.
But the Jaguars, though, bro. Well, you see, I can understand, the Steelers picking one because they at least have an O-line,
They don't, though. That's the thing.
I know! That's what they were saying, man! They were doing anything they could do! Anything they could do to shit on the Jags, bro!
No, they don't! They have no O-line!
I know! I'm like, oh my God, shut up!
We have a decent O-line.
Our inside offensive line, run it down their throat. Screw the tackles.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, we could go on and on about how the slander of the Jags is just dumb. But anyways, we'll move on. Justin Blackmon, is he returning? Is Justin Blackmon returning to the Jacksonville Jaguars? Brian, Shawn, is it happening? It happened. Tebow is brought back. Is Justin coming back? He posted on Instagram.
Shut up.
Hey.
Moving on. No, I'm kidding.
Hey,
coming back.
He posted some fire highlights from decades ago.
I don't think it's actually him. I don't know
it's
anymore.
Not. It's a fake account.
His
brother came out and said it was fake.
It was a quick story. The dude is in hiding. He's not coming back. He's suspended indefinitely. God bless him. I hope he's doing.
If he came back, he'd get unsuspended. I have no doubt in that. But
yeah, because he's been gone for so long. But he's not coming back.
I bet he could come back right now
and be better than.
If he was in football shape, catch 60 balls, 800 yards.
I watched some video from the draft process of them just throwing him poor passes and his adjusting.
He was so good, bro.
I know, and
I have no doubt he would have gone down as the greatest Jaguars receiver of all time if his head was on straight.
It was just
regardless of having Henne. Dude, he was doing so great with Henne throwing him the ball, bro.
It's because you could throw him as poor a pass as you can, and he'll find a way to adjust it and catch it.
He had hands, bro. Hands.
He had hands. He had body adjustment. He had everything.
It's okay. We got our next Justin Blackmon and Jalen Camp. It's all good. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Yes, sir.
I mean, hey, Jalen Camp has the freak ability to be a great. He's literally an athlete playing football.
You know who Justin Blackmon, what he was and could have been is like what AJ Brown is about to be.
Yeah.
They're like so similar in play style. Everybody says AJ Brown is like Julio, but I think AJ Brown is like Justin Blackmon.
People just think of Justin Blackmon as a bust.
They don't.
Even though he was crazy good.
It's because those people are short-sighted.
Exactly. Wasn't it PFF who they put who was the biggest bust, and they put Justin Blackmon on there, but they didn't even put the right picture of Justin Blackmon.
Yeah, they used Shane Wynn.
Yeah. And Shane Wynn saw it, and he was like, "What did I do? I was undrafted. How am I a bust?"
Oh my god. Oh gosh. Yeah. So that's the story of Justin Blackmon.
I still think Justin Blackmon.
Oh, this is gonna be a
I'm just
fun conversation now about camp. I like this topic.
Yep. Now we're moving on to the stuff we learned during OTAs and rookie mini camp and all that stuff. Training camp hasn't started yet, but OTA, same difference. First off, Trevor, he had some early struggles. And where in quotes, Minshew outplayed him, even though Minshew was playing with the ones and Trevor was throwing to the threes.
That matters.
The big thing about his struggles, and they said it was in the red zone more than anything, because that was a red zone focused day, and the red zone is the hardest part of the field. He's going to struggle in the red zone considering it's his first year. Minshew's obviously going to outplay him with the ones, considering you just said that. And he's been playing in the league for 2-3 years. This is his third year. He's been in the red zone before. He knows what he's doing.
He was trash in the red zone before. Minshew's but of course, trash in the red zone.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it, but Trevor's going to be fine.
It's one day, and then the next day, he was fine.
Yeah, this past, I think, Thursday or Friday.
He went nuts.
He was like 15 of 18. He threw multiple bombs to Chark.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch on Twitter. Tim Tebow got a touchdown pass.
I really wish I could have seen them.
Tebow has caught like 5 touchdown passes so far.
Honestly, the most important thing I learned in camp was that Emotora Bebe's freaking vertical is legit.
Yeah.
That's one of the things.
I saw some tweets that said he went up for a ball and he didn't catch it, or he stepped out of bounds.
Slightly out of bounds, yeah.
But they said his vertical is real, and he had
46 and a half inch vertical.
Something like that. 46 and a half, 47, something like that.
Yeah.
If you can do that, that's red zone.
That's how you help. They'll find a place for him on the team.
If he can play well in preseason,
get Emma Torbe
making the roster.
Get Emma Torbe on the roster. Colin Johnson, roll them both out during red zone.
Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
How can you lose? 6'6". You got a 6'6" guy, first of all, tallest active receiver in the league, and then you got a dude who's got a 47-inch vertical.
Oh man! And you know what's cool is
that's setting up somebody for success in the red zone.
Johnson isn't a slow dude. The guy's actually pretty fast. If you saw one of his touchdowns, I forgot who it was against.
Against the Browns, I think it was.
Panthers, Browns, I don't know. But he had a really good run. Like he caught it and had like a 20-something yard touchdown. And he was pretty decent speed. He's got like 4 or 5 speed. He's not slow, but I'm excited to see what he does. We have a really potentially deep wide receiver.
We got a red zone threat though. Like
it's gonna be crazy to see how everybody
roll those two out. Roll those two and Chark out there. Chark
it's
can
gonna
figure
be
it
really
out.
hard to figure out who's gonna get a lot of play. I think Chark is gonna be on the field most of the time. Marvin Jones, you got to put him on there most of the time, and I think Chenault's gonna be out there.
Chenault, Jones, and Chark are gonna get the most snaps.
I think the fourth is gonna be a rotation between Johnson and.
One of the other guys.
Probably Josh or Matter Baby. Maybe he might. If he makes the roster, I could definitely see him being used specifically in the red zone.
Jalen Camp as well.
Jalen Camp's going to get some reps.
I could see the Jags keeping 7 receivers instead of 6 just because of Jamal Agnew being a returner. Like we have like I said, we'll talk about it in a minute. We have like 15 or 16 receivers on the roster. It's going to be painful to watch some of these guys get cut, but
I can't wait for preseason.
Tim Tebow's going to catch a touchdown versus somebody in the preseason, and I'm going to go nuts.
It's going to be hilarious. I just want to see him like decleat like a linebacker or a corner. Be hilarious.
For real. Yeah, the Tim Tebow slander is beyond belief.
Right.
But yeah, Emma Torbe and his vertical, plus Colin Johnson, that's if you have a quarterback who struggles in the red zone, just put those 2 guys in. Just throw it in the air.
So we kind of went out of order here, but everybody attended after Chark's wife had a baby. All 90 attended for most of the days except like one.
Yeah, one of them.
When Gardner and Norwell missed.
And then they missed for it was a light veteran day, so they didn't show. But Gardner
missed it, so he didn't get the 1 reps, and Trevor went mental. Just saying, Minshew might have thrown his job out the window by not showing up. Not trying to be Tom Coughlin.
Apparently, he did not show up. He had the day off.
Yeah. But all
Okay.
90 attended a couple of multiple days.
Okay,
Trevor
how
started
about
taking.
this? This isn't a part of the thing, but do you think Minshew was on the final 53? Yes or no?
You think he'll be then?
Do you think he'll be on the Jaguars roster for the final 53? Do you think he'll be there?
Yes.
Or do you
I think
he's
he'll
gonna
be
get
one.
traded?
I think
Do you
he'll.
he's going to get traded.
If he gets traded,
I'm asking you, 'cause, trades are plausible in this scenario. Do you think he's on the Jaguars roster game 1 at Houston?
no. I think he gets traded. He's not getting cut. He's not making the roster or getting traded.
I can see him getting traded. I can see him getting traded if he performs well in the preseason.
Yeah, I could see him.
The thing
I
is,
think
Minshew-
traded.
Minshew stinks with anybody that's not the ones. And the thing is, Minshew, his stats look good because he doesn't throw interceptions. He just doesn't move the offense. The offense is just stagnant.
man.
That's why nobody thought he was going to make the roster.
You're gonna upset Darth Minshew.
Teams are watching this, bro.
Sorry, you didn't hear me. You did not
Minshew
hear
is
me.
great. You should totally give us.
I'll do a Minshew film review for y'all.
There you
Oh
go.
God.
Only good plays.
Only good plays. I'll leave out 75% of the game. Yeah, all 90 attended most days. Trevor was taking snaps under center from Shatley, while Minshew was taking snaps from Linder. So it seemed like Minshew was getting most of the 1 reps, which it kind of makes sense because Urban said Trevor has to earn it.
Mhm.
And by putting him at the 1s instantly over a guy who's been there for 3 years, technically wouldn't be earning it.
Right.
And I think
Even
he already earned. I think he earned it just from this last practice, probably.
Well, we'll see when they have. When's the next one supposed to be? Is there already done?
Sometime this week.
There's
Oh no, I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week.
4 days of OTAs. How many times has the media been to their OTAs? I think
They're
once.
only allowed for like
They've
once
only
a week
been
or
to.
something like that.
They can only go to 3 total, and they've been to 2, so they got 1 more.
Yeah, there's only been 2 weeks of them.
Yeah.
So
like
they
once a
only
week.
got one more. I hope they go. I don't know.
I need to. The Jags don't let them film 7-on-7, or the Bucks let them film it at least sometimes. I've seen
I figured like Jags would have their own media people like filming
Exactly.
it.
I
I want
wanna
to do
see Tim
highlights for
Tebow
Twitter and stuff.
I just want to see 1 Tim Tebow reception.
I know,
Mhm.
dude. Like,
That's
come on, man.
it.
I mean, it stinks, but maybe. I mean, are they going to be at minicamp? Because I
If
know it's
they-
a 3-day thing.
I don't know. If they post a video if the Jags post a video of Tim Tebow catching a touchdown, the internet will break.
And if it's like an actual legit like
A legit
what
touchdown.
if he's like in coverage and just like mossing somebody, that'd be lit.
like that Man Hurts picture.
Yeah, like moss someone like Corey Strutter, whatever that guy's name is. Moss
The
that guy.
undrafted free agent, dude.
Moss that guy.
Sacrifice a soul for a soul.
Right? Do it.
All right. And speaking of Tebow is jacked.
Large.
He is yoked.
Large.
He is. He
No,
is.
large.
And now he's got old man strength now.
Python. He has some pythons on his arms. It's crazy.
And it's hilarious. This dude walking to OTAs, got his gloves on already, and then another one,
Helmet and gloves on.
he's got his helmet on while everybody else doesn't. It's like, you don't have to put it on yet.
Hey,
He's
now
committed. He is committed.
Stay ready,
Stay ready
so you
so
ain't
you don't
gotta
gotta get ready. Yes, sir.
Oh, it's great.
Walker Little and Jordan Smith are massive as well.
Jordan Smith put on a lot of muscle weight prior to the draft.
Looking at Jordan Smith next to Urban Meyer is kind of funny.
I mean, I think Urban sees something in Jordan, considering he did get taken. Florida did pick him up. I mean, obviously he wasn't there, but he originally went to Florida. I think Urban definitely sees like a lot of potential in Jordan and his size and he has the size, the speed, and the athleticism to be a starter in year 2.
His
He won't be a
athleticism,
starter this year.
his
Oh, he's
athleticism
right.
is aight, but
His height is like he has the
I
measure.
said his athleticism is
Wonderful.
aight. If you look at his RAS score, it's not the best, but
I hope
outside
he's-
of it,
I hope
outside
he's
of his
right.
athleticism,
I hope he's right.
I know.
'Cause I haven't
Sean
seen
was-
it.
That was the one pick Sean was probably salty about.
No, I wanted Ellerson Smith, and he went a couple picks beforehand until all the edge went, and then an edge went, and then an edge went, and then Urban Meyer was like, "Oh goddamn, we gotta trade up,"
Yeah.
and then they did finally.
All right.
Wait.
And then we spoke about this earlier. Travis Etienne will play wide receiver and running back. He took
We went
all of
over
his
that.
reps at wide receiver during rookie camp, and everybody's like, "You drafted a running back in the first round to play receiver?" Well,
We
it's because
literally went over that.
Trevor Lawrence, the only quarterback at rookie minicamp, was not doing handoffs. So what else is he supposed to do?
We already discussed that at the beginning, but yes. Yeah.
Just stand there?
Got to emphasize it at this point because people are freaking out about it.
Yeah, and
then,
he's been playing running back and wide receiver throughout OTAs, and he's been getting better and better. And like he said, he's going to play the Percy Harvin role. You guys got to stop freaking out and all that. But anyways, that's our camp takeaways. You guys got any last camp takeaways or OTA campaways? OTA campaways. OTA takeaways.
Trevor
4 more
Lawrence
days left of
apparently.
OTAs, and then mini camp, and then we got the dead period till the training camp. The real
Dead
fun
period's
training.
going to suck.
The training camp is where everything starts to come together, where we start finding out who, certain guys.
Because that's when pads come on.
Yes, and we'll see.
Pads are when guys disappear. Guys can be really good in OTAs, but when they put pads on, they gone.
Just saying, look out for Jalen Camp. I think he's going to be the camp. I think he's going to be the camp gem.
Look out for Tim Tebow when he puts some pads on. I want to see this dude lower his shoulder into somebody.
I so bad want to see him just.
I just want to see
pancake somebody.
I just want to see Tim Tebow make a reception because people are always like, "Oh, I bet Tim Tebow dropped every pass." Like, no, he's caught every pass.
He's got Jesus on his side, bro. He's going to catch balls behind his back, all kinds of stuff, man. It's a wrap. One-handers over C.J. Henderson. It's lit, bro. We're lit.
During the days that media's been there, which is only 2 days, Tim Tebow has not had a drop yet per media. So
can't wait till when he does. They're all going to start posting up Tim Tebow's first drop of camp. I'm like, or OTAs. I'm like, here we go.
And everybody's going to be like, oh, okay. Even though we're
there
gonna
it is.
We're going to act like all the other receivers probably haven't had a drop yet.
Right.
But we'll see you guys in a second to talk about the schedule and roster and some other stuff. So we'll see you guys in a second. We are back, guys. So let's go ahead and get into the Jaguars schedule for 2021. Let's start September 12th, Jaguars at Texans. So we play Houston week 1 in Houston.
Dub.
Should be a quick, easy dub for Trevor Lawrence. Might throw for 400 yards. Might throw for 800 yards for all we know.
Did you know that they have one of the top 5 oldest rosters in the NFL?
They have the oldest roster in the league.
They have a bunch of veterans.
It's crazy.
They have the oldest roster in the league and the most expensive roster in the league.
Crazy.
And Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson doesn't play and we're playing freaking Tyrod Taylor week 1, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then week 2, September 19th, Broncos versus Jaguars at home.
People are saying that Vic Fangio's defense that early in the season. I'm like, yeah, Vic Fangio's defense about to get torched, bud.
Yeah, and their offense, their offense is good if they had a decent quarterback, but
if they trade for Aaron Rodgers, then sure they'll beat us. If not, I can see us winning that game.
So I could see us 2-0 at the week 2 mark. Brian, any thoughts?
I agree.
Okay. Week 3, September 26th, another home game. Cardinals versus Jaguars. This is where I could see the first loss, but I could
We're
also
probably
see
gonna get obliterated. We're probably gonna get obliterated.
I don't really. We're gonna lose this, in my opinion. I just think
I'm not scared of their running game.
we're used to playing We're used to playing DeAndre Hopkins, but if Marco Wilson intercepts Trevor Lawrence, I'm breaking my TV.
It's gonna happen, bro.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be 2-1 at week 3. For some reason, some people think we can beat the Cardinals, but I don't. Kyler Murray needs to take a step forward this year, but
yeah. Week
4, Thursday Night Football, our one and only primetime game this year.
That's fine.
It's not a home game either. It's in Cincinnati at the Bengals. We could win this.
I can see us winning that game.
Joe Burrow has half a year of experience. Coming off a terrible injury early in the season. I mean, Jamar Chase versus C.J. Henderson is going to be back.
I can see us losing that game, but I can also see us winning it.
I could see it going either way. I'm going to give us a win here, but it's subject to change. I'm excited. People are excited for Joe Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence. I'm excited for Jamar Chase versus C.J. Henderson. That was a good matchup in college.
Yeah.
Can't we be excited for both?
Yes, sir. C.J. Henderson won the matchup in college, by the way. Lockdown. About to happen again. Then, I think that's 5, October 10th is another home game. Titans versus Jaguars.
Sneaky W.
I could see this being a win just because it's a division rival at home. We were close to beating them last year at home. Minshew just sucks.
That and the roster was way worse last year.
Yeah, much worse. Colin Johnson was also an idiot and just tried to catch a ball that was like 7 feet above his head.
Yeah, I would say that their roster is pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean they improved. They got some. Not actually, I wouldn't even say they improved on offense because they lost Arthur Smith, they lost Jonnu Smith, they lost some other people. They gained
Yeah.
Julio Jones, so I guess you could say they kind of even out, maybe lose a
Yeah.
little bit on offense, but on defense, their defense has gotten worse. So I could see us beating them. Then I don't know. I'm gonna give us if it's I can see us winning it pretty decently. I'm just gonna give it to us as a win. So this is an optimistic great or thingy right now. So we'd be 4, 1, 2,
Prediction?
3. We'd be 4-1.
Oh, don't worry. The wheels are gonna fall off here soon.
Then week 6, another home game. Miami versus Jaguars in London. So it's not really a home game if we're being honest here, because apparently Miami has a bunch of London fans.
I can see us winning that game because
Urban's gonna hate it, and he's gonna tell Shawn that he never wants to go back.
Yep. I can see us winning this game just because I don't think Tua is good.
Yeah, I could see us winning this game. I love Jalen Waddle, but the thing is, they have a good receiving core for a guy who can throw deep.
He can't throw deep.
That guy.
Yeah.
They should have drafted Devontae Smith if they wanted a guy Tua can throw to. Which Jalen Waddle, he's not only a deep threat; he can do other stuff. It's just that'd be underusing him if you have a quarterback who can't throw deep.
Right.
So I could see us winning.
So now we're 5-1, baby.
5-1 going into the bye.
Drinking the Kool-Aid, and then out of the bye comes death.
All right, Brian, I'll let you read after the bye.
Wait, I don't have the.
It's in the script.
I have it up.
All right, Shawn, you go.
Is it? I didn't see it.
Outside the bye, we're on the road to Seattle.
That's an L.
Here's the schedule. Okay.
So now we're 5-2.
Seattle at Seattle. That's absolutely a loss. We're gonna get Wilson's gonna be in midseason form. He's gonna murder us.
Russ is gonna cook us.
And this is where things get ugly. And then we play the Bills.
That's a loss.
That's a second loss.
I'm going to that game. I'm probably gonna go to that game, even though I know it's gonna be a loss. It's a home game, so might as well.
So that's an L.
5-3.
And then we're at Colts.
That's an L.
That's an L. We always split the series.
5-4.
The 49ers. That's
an L.
5-5.
They're a very good team.
We are 5-1, and now we're 5-5.
Just like that. The Falcons.
That's a W.
That's a W.
6-5.
We get back on track. We win.
Pitts is going to catch for 200 against.
That's an L.
That's an L.
Rams,
we're always
that's
bad
an
on the
L.
West Coast. Yep.
So we're 6-6.
At the Titans.
That's
L.
an L.
Obviously an
Nashville
L.
Nightmare.
Nashville.
So we're
6 and
6-7.
Texans, that's another win. So 7-7. They're going to be terrible. The Jets.
Dub.
So we're 8-7.
Then we play the Patriots.
L.
Yeah,
I think they win.
L.
I think that's when Mac Jones starts playing, and he's playing by then.
So we're 8-8.
And then the Colts at the Jaguars.
W.
Dub. So
They
we're
don't-
9-8.
That's your playoff right there, buddy. That's your playoff. There's your wild card 7 seed right there, baby.
That's actually a genuine record that could happen. 9-8.
That's what I was telling people. Like a 5-6, it seems like a logical answer, but if they overachieved and went 9-8, it's not impossible to find wins on this roster. I mean, on the schedule.
Look at what we did in 2017 with Blake Bortles.
That's what I'm saying.
We were
If Trevor
expecting
Lawrence is a generational talent at quarterback,
if he plays as good as Herbert did,
that should be achievable. This division is not hard.
he has a better supporting cast than Herbert did last year.
Yeah.
Injuries. And Eckler didn't play the entire year.
Yeah. But he has a better receiver on his team than we do.
Yeah.
By a lot.
But who else do they have?
Keenan Allen is like really good.
Mike Williams is good.
Mike Williams is pretty good.
But after that, they had this one dude who dropped wide open deep passes. And
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember who the other.
We're deeper at receiver.
They had Hunter Henry as a third option.
That's true. They have a better tight end. They had better top of their receivers, but we had.
I think their supporting cast had a better. They had better higher end players. We have better depth.
And we have 2 good running backs.
We also have a better O line, I think.
Yeah. All right. So an 9-8 record, I'll take it, but it could easily go differently because we could also lose.
We could easily lose to the Bengals. We could even lose to the Jets. To be honest,
we could lose to the Broncos too because they got really good weapons. They just don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, we need to beat the Jets. That's all I care about, to be honest.
Exactly.
Because all these Jets fans run their goddamn mouth about Zach Wilson this, Zach Wilson that. Like I was a Zach Wilson fan, but they're making me hate the kid, and I hate it.
We could get swept by the Titans.
We could get swept by the Colts.
That's never happening. No.
It could happen.
I'm going to have to see it to believe it. They haven't beat us in Jacksonville in almost a decade.
I know, but it could happen.
With Blake Bortles. We shut them out 3-0. When
That was with Cody Kessler.
When we had Cody Kessler and they had Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
If they can't beat us in that situation, they're not beating us with Trevor Lawrence. Hopefully I don't jinx it. I'll knock on some wood real quick. All right. So now, another thing, the Jaguars promoted Kelly Flanagan and Mega Perek. I don't know if I probably butchered that. To executive vice president roles within the organization. And if you want something to freak out about, Kelly Flanagan got investigated or is being investigated for something for her role in JEA corruption or something. So if you want to freak out about something. But now let's go ahead and review the Jaguars roster. I'm pulling up the roster now. I probably should have done it already, but team. All right. So we'll start by number. Travis Etienne Jr. is running back. Actually, I'll go by position. Shoot. Cornerback position. Luck Barku is still on the roster. Remember when we were so hyped about him? We thought he was going to be a stud.
I still think he could be good, man. I still think he could be good. The team was trash, bro.
Never forget when he grabbed Jarvis Landry's cheeks.
Can you blame him?
Oh, my God.
Then we got Tyson Campbell wearing number 32, pissing off a lot of people because, we didn't retire Maurice Jones-Drew's number.
If you look at the stats, Maurice Jones-Drew really wasn't that great.
He
was great. He was good for us, but he wasn't
he wasn't good for
great.
Long.
He didn't even have 10,000 rushing yards.
Exactly. But we got Tyson Campbell. He's going to be the starting nickel unless something changes. We got DJ Daniel, undrafted free agent, 31. Note this. All our cornerback heights. 6'1", 6'1", 6 foot, 6 foot, 6'1", 5'11", 5'11", 6 foot, 5'11", 5'10". Chris Claybrooks is 5'9". He's getting cut.
Yeah.
Corey Straughter, 5'10". He's not making the roster. Brandon Rusnak, 5'11", not making the roster. Jamison Houston, 5'11", not making the roster. So shoot. Yeah, we got Shaquille Griffin, C.J. Henderson, Trey Herndon, Jamison Houston, Sidney Jones, Brandon Rusnak, Corey Straughter, Chris Claybrooks. I like the cornerback room. It's really deep compared to what it was last year.
Yeah.
You could potentially go 5 deep if you want to include Herndon. I mean, he was good in the nickel, in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to say good. He was serviceable.
Yeah, Herndon's going to be 5th on the depth chart. I think the depth chart is going to be.
He just doesn't have the body type that they're looking for.
I thought they kept
They just re-signed him recently, which that doesn't really mean anything depending on the contract.
Yeah.
Trey Herndon, I just think he's better as a player than these other guys. He doesn't fit there. He's 5'11", so it's not too bad.
I think Barku, though, he has potential in my opinion still.
Barku is 6'1", so he's on the taller side of the room. Actually,
he's just like 175 though.
Yeah, he's much underweight compared to everybody else. But I think the depth is going to be CB1, CJ Henderson, CB2, Shaquille Griffin, CB3, nickel, Tyson Campbell, CB4. First depth would be Sidney Jones, 5, Herndon. And maybe they keep a 6 guy. Claybrooks is too short. He's gone. Straughter, gone. Russ,
I can see that. I can see them keeping 5 and then maybe like 2 guys on the practice squad.
Yeah, Luck Barku, DJ Daniel are the guys who fit their size wants as six guy or practice squad guys.
Honestly, if Trey Herndon is your CB5, you're doing pretty good.
Let me count how many undrafted free agent cornerbacks we have. Luck Barku was undrafted. DJ Daniel was undrafted. Jamison Houston was undrafted. Corey Straughter was undrafted. Was Rusnak probably undrafted? So that's like 5. Claybrooks was a 7th rounder. So half the other guys listed are undrafted or former undrafted.
Tony Khan season.
Yes, sir. Jamison Houston doesn't even have an image. Wait, can you see? Jamison Houston just doesn't have an image.
He doesn't exist.
All right, let's go on to defensive end. Adam Gotsis, I think I said that.
Gotsis.
The Canadian. Actually, no, he's Australian. What am I saying? Australian.
Learn your countries.
He's the highest drafted Australian player.
Well, Australian's a continent, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, it's a country/continent.
Whatever. I think.
Yeah, he's a good run defender. He's making the roster. I can guarantee that.
Yep.
Lorente McCray, he's a special teamer. He's always been the special teams captain. So
he's old, bro.
Yeah, and he opted out last year, so I could see him getting cut, but I could also see him staying. Aaron Patrick,
No.
gone. Jordan Smith, yes.
Yes.
He's 6'6", 255, Jordan Smith.
Jeez.
They should make him put on like 20 pounds and be a big end.
Yeah. Dwayne Smoot.
Yes.
Smoot. He's 6'3",
They just paid him.
264.
He's making it.
He's 91. He changed to Jan's number.
Good.
He's gonna ball out now.
Jihad Ward, 59,
Yes,
is
he's making
6'5", 287. He's
Gordo's
another
gonna be
big.
pissed about that one.
He's another big guy.
He's
Oh,
making
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Oh
Gordo
yeah,
doesn't wanna hear that,
Gordo.
though.
If you're watching this, he's making the roster whether you like it or not. Josh Allen, 41, 6'5", 262.
He's not making it.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
I don't think he's good enough to make the cut, man.
Right? Yeah, I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
Caleb Chase in 45 is 6'3",
He's making it.
254.
He's making it.
Obviously.
Taven Bryan is
No, he might be heavier than that now. Do you see how thick that boy was looking
Jason?
at camp?
Jason
Yes.
put on weight.
That
Yeah.
dude was massive.
I could see all of these guys making the roster except Nick Laurent. I guess if you got to cut somebody, Aaron Patrick and McCray are the guys getting the cut out of
But
the
that was
defense.
weird though. That's defensive end, but that shouldn't be like that because they should have like an edge, but they don't. I guess have a specification for edge.
Yeah, they have DE and then they have DL for inside defensive line.
Okay, that's weird.
So out of the defensive ends, McCray and Patrick are the only guys I don't think will make the roster, or
right.
they might. McCray might make the practice squad. I don't know.
Yeah.
But inside defensive line or just defensive line, Taven Bryan, 6'5",
No.
291. He is gone.
Not according to that franchise guy. He's starting.
Come on, Marcus. What are you smoking?
He's in the contract year. You got to get something out of him.
Roy Robert. We said the same thing about everybody, and it doesn't work. Roy Robertson Harris, 6'5", 298.
He's a beast. He's making it.
He might start. We'll see about that though. Malcolm Brown, 98, 6'2", 320.
Yep.
Malcolm Brown is tied for the heaviest guy on the defensive side of the ball. Doug Costin, 6'2", 295, former undrafted free agent. He showed some sparks.
He's making it.
He's definitely making it.
Daniel Ekuale, he was an undrafted free agent last year.
He's not making it.
He's not making it. Devon Hamilton, 6'4",
Yes.
320. He's tied for the most.
I think Malcolm Brown starts to begin the season, and Hamilton takes over by midseason as a starter.
Hamilton was so good until he got hurt.
At nose. Yep.
Yeah.
Our entire defensive team was hurt at the end of last year.
Dude, read
Kenny-
these names, man. The defense doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, I know. Kenny Randall, undrafted free agent. 6'2",
No.
292.
No.
He's gone. 79?
No.
79. That's such a random number for wearing the defensive line. Daniel Ross, he was undrafted last year, I believe.
No.
6'3", 305. So the guys we could see getting cut are Randall, Ross, Ekuale, and Bryan.
I don't know about
Not
Brian.
getting cut? No.
That's almost the entire inside defensive line room because there's.
I still don't know about Brian, to be honest. I'm not gonna say he's gonna get cut yet. I gotta see.
Brian.
I gotta say it. They're gonna give him every chance he can to make the roster. I gotta see it.
I don't know. I don't know if Urban cares about him like that. I guess
First
I get
round
he was
draft pick. He's from Florida. They're gonna give him a chance.
I
You got
guess.
this.
Jay two chicken sandwiches.
Oh, he's making it.
He's 6'3", 305. He doesn't have an image either. Why doesn't he have an image? Come
I
on
don't
now.
know. He might be the bane of Taven Bryan's existence. If he gets cut up for him, you know what I'm saying?
Josh Lambo. We're moving on to the kickers. Josh Lambo is 6 foot 215.
Not a
Yes,
guarantee.
sir.
Not a guarantee.
I know. It's crazy. I've seen some actual rumors that they like Rosas, and
Yeah.
if
Do they
cut-
actually?
if
He
they
has a
cut
big
Lambo,
leg, dude.
if they cut Lambo and keep Rosas, I might end it.
They're not.
I'm not gonna end it, but if they do that, I mean, Rosas has a big leg,
That's
Huge
all.
leg.
He's not.
and
If you just look at his percentages, he's had
I know,
years. He's just
but
not.
Lambo is always hurt, bro.
I know, but it's like just keep Rosas on the practice squad.
What did
then.
they say? What did they say? He's been here for like 4 seasons, and 3 out of the 4 seasons he's ended on IR or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't care. I'd
Really?
rather keep him. And
Yeah.
if he gets hurt, then you have Rosas on the practice squad.
What
Then
if somebody
fine.
snags him?
just find your other kicker to have on your practice squad so that you don't struggle with 6 kickers.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get hurt again, and then you're gonna have that one dude with the braces kicking and missing 42-yard field goals and crap.
So just if Rosas is good, if you like him, just keep him on the practice squad. Don't cut Lambo just because he gets.
If he looks good in preseason, someone's gonna snatch him up.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean,
But,
you don't
I
have
mean, it is what it is. They'll have a competition probably camp preseason. Whoever wins it wins it.
If Lambo's gone,
I love
I'd
Lambo as much as the next guy, but he also snubbed me for an autograph, so I don't care.
I've actually met him twice, so I actually like him double the amount you do. So
I like him about 50% as much as the average person.
I like him double the average person. You like him half the average person, and Brian
Yep.
is the average person. Brian, why are you falling asleep?
Brian is
I'm
asleep
not.
over here.
I'm watching something.
Well, stop
I'm
it.
just watching something while recording the podcast. Okay.
Because you're like, I'm just
I
sitting
see.
here.
I
Like,
see your dedication. You could comment on a player.
All
I don't
right.
have much to say. They're like a
Keep
lot
it
of these
rolling.
guys are just going to be gone. I mean, it's
Keep
like
it
we already
rolling.
kind of know who's going to make the roster at this point.
All
Do
right.
we?
Yeah, most of
I
the
don't know
guys.
nothing, bro.
Linebacker.
Here we go.
Dakota Allen, the guy Brian was the only guy to predict coming back.
Not making it.
Brian, do you think he's going to make it?
Yes.
I don't
No,
see where he
sucks.
fits. I don't see where he fits in
Be on
the.
the special teams.
He's
I don't see where he
6'1",
fits.
232.
I don't see where he
Miles
fits.
Jack, number 44, is 6'1",
Making it.
244.
Nah.
Making it.
Miles Jack is making it. Leon Jacobs is 48.
He's a guarantee.
He's
Leon
making.
Jacobs,
He's
yeah,
making it.
I like Jacobs. He's good.
Jacobs
He's
is a good back.
I could honestly, like, don't crucify me this. I could see him starting over Chason if Chason doesn't up his game
maybe
at
Yeah.
outside linebacker. He's a better run defender.
in the 4-3 package at least.
Even in the 3-4 package, he's a better run defender. He played off ball 3-4 at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yes.
57, Dylan Moses, 6'3", 240.
Yes.
He's making it.
He's got to
Yep.
make it.
He might actually make it over Quarterman.
That's who's next. 50. Quarterman is 6 foot
They're both making it.
234.
They both making it.
They both make it? All right.
Quarterman, he could make it, but I could also see him getting cut because I know Urban has no problem with saying screw you draft picks from Dave Caldwell. So
Yes.
I think he offers some good run stuffing ability. I think he makes
yeah. Joe Schobert, 6'1", 245. He's making it.
Yeah.
it. He's making it. Yeah.
The guy I said earlier is getting cut. Quincy Williams, 5'11", 225. This dude doesn't even fit the height.
I don't even know where he fits in. He looks more like a safety.
He's literally the only linebacker on the roster that's shorter than 6 foot and weighs less than 230.
Yeah, he's gonna get cut. But he's getting cut purely because he doesn't fit the scheme, in my opinion.
Exactly. And he's just always hurt. So there's not even the best ability is availability. He doesn't even have that.
Sad day.
54, Damian Wilson.
He might make it.
He's gonna make it. Special team, very good special team.
Veteran leader.
So let's get this straight. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 linebackers, and you think only 2 are getting cut. So you think you're going to keep
they
6
gotta keep 6
linebackers?
Well, you got to think about it though. A lot of those guys are facing for. Now we have 2 inside linebackers.
No, this
spots.
does that 8 doesn't include Josh Allen and
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and so in my roster, so you have 2 inside linebacker spots that you have to have backups
Yeah.
for. In my opinion, though, Leon Jacobs is going to be outside linebacker, edge, not a linebacker.
Right.
Linebacker.
Right.
Edge
Okay.
/ Sam.
Right.
all right. But yeah, Quincy Williams, sorry bud, you're gone. You can go to
Gone.
the Jets. You can go to the Jets and be with your brother.
That'd be
True.
funny.
Long snapper Ross Matisic.
Long snappers have lives too.
He's making it.
Screw that long snapper that we used to have, Matt Overton.
Yeah.
He was
miss him.
disrespecting us on Twitter.
Yeah, screw him.
On to the offensive line. Ben Barch, 6'6", 309.
He's making it.
He's making
You say
it.
Barch? Yeah, Barch is making it. He's a
He has
development.
guard, tackle,
There was
flexibility.
actually somewhere on, I forgot who said it, but somebody, I think it was one of the Jags websites said that Barch could compete with AJ Cann and actually beat him out in camp, and they could.
I don't see that happening.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, they
I don't
said
see
that he could like compete with him, obviously, but if he were to beat him out, I think you could see AJ Cann on the move.
He's 3
But
inches
that's a
taller
stretch.
than AJ can, but
It's a long shot. I see Barch as more as your guard / backup tackle.
AJ Can is 6'3", 315. He's making it.
He's making it.
Yep.
Brandon Linder, 6'6", 315. He's making it.
Yeah.
Casey McDermott.
Not making it. He's
No.
been around for a while. He's hung around the roster
Yeah.
for like 3 years now, but he's not making it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gone. Andrew Norwell, 6'6", 325.
Oh, he's making
yeah.
it, baby.
He's making it.
Yep.
He looks like a Viking. Austin Pleasant, 6'7", 328.
He's not making it.
He's not making it, but
Practice squad.
Yep.
this dude reminds me of like this dude's a mix of Ben Barch and Andrew Norwell.
Damn.
His hair is long, like
I see.
not-
Okay,
like-
I know what you're talking about. I've seen pictures of him. The dude looks like a freaking like wilderness Viking.
yes, he's got the long hair like Barch, but then he's got the hair style like Norwell.
Right.
Anyways, Will
Practice
Richardson,
squad.
6'6", 306. This dude sucks.
I hope he cuts. I hope he gets cut so bad.
Will Richardson is so bad. He does not deserve a roster. If we're talking about guys who deserve roster spots like Tim Tebow doesn't deserve one, as some people say, Will Richardson does not deserve one on this roster.
Yeah.
Remember when Cam Robinson got, what's it called,
Hurt.
ejected from the Miami game?
Oh yeah.
And then
Will
Will
Richardson,
Richardson went in there and was giving up pressure after pressure.
Turnstile.
Speaking of, Cam Robinson, 6'6", 320.
He's making it.
Tyler Shatley, 6'3", 310. He's making
Absolutely.
Such an underrated player.
He's really good.
He's very good.
Watch his Madden overall when he comes out. He'll be like a 68. It's so underrated.
They just see a backup lineman on the Jags, and they're like, okay.
He should be like,
60s.
in my opinion, he should be like a 77 at least.
Yeah.
Dude's like a really good center. He would start on a lot of teams.
Exactly. And Brandon Linder is like an 85 on Madden or something like that.
Yeah.
Jawan Taylor, 6'5", 312.
Yep.
Jawan Taylor is much taller in person than I thought he was when I met him the first time.
It's because you're short, bro.
Lucas is gonna like that one.
Okay.
I'm 6 foot, bro.
Trevoir Wallace Sims. There's like a little
Oh, I know.
apostrophe.
Okay. Yep. No, he's not.
Trevoir, I think that is.
Travar?
Wallace.
Trevoir Wallace Sims, 6'5", 330. He's the heaviest guy on the roster, 330.
He ain't making it.
No.
Yeah, I have no idea who that dude is.
Fat boy.
Derwin Gray,
He's not making it.
6'4", 320. He's not making it.
No.
Walker Little, 6'7",
Yes.
309.
He's making it.
Absolutely.
Walker Little.
He's going to compete. I'm telling he is competing with Cam Robinson
I know.
or Jawan Taylor this year.
Yeah, I think he's going to compete for
Absolutely
a starting
competing.
spot. And I think he's going to win at least one of them.
He could definitely beat one of them out.
He's tied for the tallest guy on the roster at 6'7". Remember when we had Calais, who was the tallest guy?
Yeah. He's the offensive line version of Calais.
Garrett McFinn,
Nope.
66. 60, he's 66 and he's 6'6".
Nope.
Nope. Too many six.
Punter Lives Matter Logan Cook, who just got paid fat stacks. He is 6'5", 230. Dang, Logan Cook.
Dang,
thick.
he's got some power to him. Yeah, he's
making it.
We talk about Rosas being thick, but this dude weighs 9 pounds more than Rosas. What you mean?
But he don't look as thick though.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's taller.
Rosas has that beer belly. Inside joke. Y'all, if you're a Jags fan, you should know what I'm talking about. If you're a Giants fan, you should know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. All right, quarterback, C.J. Beathard, 6'2", 215.
Yeah.
He's making it.
Yeah.
16, Trevor Lawrence, 6'6", 213. He's not making it.
Nah. Sounds like a bust.
He's definitely making
Don't
it.
slander me.
Number 6, Jake Luton, 6'6", 224. He's a practice squad contender.
Yeah, I don't think he makes the 53.
The big thing about Jake Luton is he's got talent. He's got good he's got arm strength. He can launch a ball.
He just doesn't have accuracy.
He's not the most accurate, and he doesn't know how to use touch at all.
He just beams it.
He throws a laser every ball.
Yeah.
And that's what there was an interception in camp we saw. Somebody reported there was an interception. Daniel Thomas laid out for it. And somebody's like, did he throw the ball fast though? Did the ball go fast?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, it actually did.
Yeah.
Like he just has no touch on his throws.
Right.
He could be a developmental backup for down the road, so I'll practice squad him.
15, Gardner Minshew, waiting for his number to get stolen by Timmy Tebow.
I think he gets traded. I think he gets traded in preseason.
I thought Minshew was 6 foot. Since when did he gain an inch?
No, he's 6'1".
Oh, okay. He's 6'1", 225. He
He's
weighs.
like the same size as Baker.
He's 5 inches shorter than Trevor, but weighs 14 pounds more. Than
That 213 pounds for Trevor's inaccurate. That's just when he was at the pro day. He's probably like 220.
Probably. All right, that's our quarterback. So I think we're gonna keep 3. Do you think we keep 2 or 3 quarterbacks on the roster?
3.
I think we
2.
yeah. So that would mean Minshew is either traded or we keep 3 on the roster.
I think Minshew's traded and we keep Beathard.
Yeah,
And then we put Jake Luton on the practice squad.
pretty much. That's what I think.
That's what
Nathan Cottrell, undrafted free agent. He's like 5'11", 193.
He's a white boy. He's cut.
The roster last
Yeah.
year. No, actually, he wasn't. He made the practice squad last year.
Yeah. He's
There's
probably going
more
to go out.
There's like 6 more practice squad spots, by the way.
He'll probably be on the practice squad again this year, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
He's fast, so Urban will like him.
Travis Etienne, he's making the
Yes.
roster.
Yes.
Carlos Hyde making the roster just because he's got bias. Dare Ogunbowale, he's a special teamer.
Yes. He's making it.
Maybe.
I think he makes the practice squad at least. Divine Ozigbo, I think he's gone.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Between Dare and Divine, yeah, one of them is going to be making it.
And I think Dare is better as a
It's
special
also
team
it's
than Divine.
it's Dare, not Dare.
Dare, you're right.
Dare and Divine. Yeah.
Dare has more special teams flexibility than Divine does. And I also think Agumba Wale got more snaps than Ozigbo did last year. I mean, Ozigbo was hurt most of it.
Yeah. Agumba Wale did actually look good that game, but he got all the snaps because Robinson was hurt.
Yeah. James Robinson, RB1.
Yes.
Imagine James gets cut, that would be insane.
No.
Oh God, dude, the fan base would explode.
I mean, we cut Leonard Fournette last year. That was hilarious when they did that. I was chilling in gym and they just tweeted, "We have cut Leonard Fournette." No image, nothing else.
Good.
I'm just like, okay, Darnell.
Savage.
Safeties. Andre Sisco. He could compete for our safety room is deep. We got Andre Sisco, Rayshon Jenkins, Josh Jones. Josh Jones is getting cut. Yeah, Daniel Thomas, Jared Wilson. So I got 1, 2. There's 4 guys I could see starting. Rayshon's gonna start.
Oh, you left off the Great White Hope.
Oh, Andrew Wingard's there as well.
I could see him pushing to start.
Wingard's not pushing to start. I think he's gonna stay.
All right. Me and that franchise guy think he could push to start. Just saying.
I think he's guaranteed to make the roster.
I think he was
special teams.
Arguably the best safety last year.
Yeah, okay, maybe at times. Depends on the game.
Daniel Thomas didn't play very much. He didn't show much. Jared Wilson was just a guy.
Jared Wilson is going to be good.
At least Wingard actually made plays on the ball.
Yeah, Jared Wilson's going to be good depth. Daniel Thomas is going to compete for a starting spot. It's going to be between Sisco and Thomas for the other safety spot aside from Jenkins. Jenkins is almost guaranteed a starting spot in my opinion. I think he's going to ball out.
Sleeping on that Wingard, boy.
I think almost the entire safety room is going to make it.
It's
except
literally,
for Josh
in my
Jones.
opinion, it's literally a 4-way battle for the other,
exactly
city spot.
I could see it.
I think all of them have a chance.
And then Josh Jones is out of here. Remember when the fan base got so mad because we re-signed Josh Jones, even though it's like we got to sign 90 guys.
Right. At least he knows the system. Well, not the system, but at least he knows the team.
He's gone, and here's the tight end room. Apparently, we're supposed to get another tight end because I think they said they want 7 and we have 6. But we have Tyler Davis, Baby Gronk coming out.
Yep.
We got Ben Ellefson.
Nope.
Gone. Luke Farrell probably making it just because what's his name? Urban likes him. Manhurts is probably going to be tight end 1 as of right now. 6'6", 255. Manhurts is a good blocker and has shown some good receiving, they've said.
Yep.
James O'Shaughnessy, I could see him making it, but I could also see him not.
He's making it.
He'll probably make it just because he's better as a receiver than most of the other guys.
Apparently, he caught that deep ball by Trevor Lawrence, so he's making
it. That's true. That's true. And then we got Timothy Tebow.
I don't know if he makes it.
I don't know. I have no idea if he's making the roster. He's apparently had a good camp. We haven't heard anything bad.
OTAs.
Not camp. I know. I got to see preseason, man, and I got
to see him with pads on.
I got to see it.
Like I said earlier, that's when guys disappear. So we'll see.
Let him get a couple pancakes in preseason, and then he's making the roster.
Then let's go to wide receiver where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 receivers.
Oh my God.
Jamal Agnew is making it because he's a kick returner.
Maybe.
Yes. Jalen Camp, I think he could make it.
Yeah.
DJ Chark is wide receiver 1, but the receivers, wide receiver 1 is overrated. It's going to be a big rotation. But he's going to get the most snaps, I'd say.
He's the X.
Pharaoh Cooper, I don't think he's making the roster.
No.
The only way he makes it is if he looks better than Agnew at special teams.
Exactly. Chances are unlikely.
They're both all pros.
And they paid Jamal Agnew a lot of money for a return, too. Philip Dorsett, cut. Josh Hammond, practice squad. Well, actually, Philip Dorsett could make it, I guess, but...
He's fast.
Josh Hammond is probably going to go back to the practice squad where he was last year. Emma Torbebe could make the roster. Emma Torbebe and Camp are the 2 guys I could see really making...
God, I want to see one of those dudes or both of them try out at tight end, too.
Yeah. Colin Johnson's making the roster. You say Colin Johnson could be on watch because he's not the fast. Didn't you say Colin Johnson because he's not the fastest guy?
Yeah. He's not the fastest guy, but, he's still fast.
Yeah. He's
And he's
solid.
one of the tallest receiver in the league, so yeah, he's going to make it.
Should be on alert.
John Vea Johnson, the guy who's
He's
got
out.
signed because he knows our our wide receiver coach, he's gone. Marvin Jones is good. Tim Jones is gone. I haven't heard anything about Tim Jones.
Me either.
He was paid a lot for an undrafted free agent, but I haven't heard anything. Laviska Shenault is making it. So let me count.
Mm-hmm.
Laviska making it, Marvin making it, Colin making it, Chark making it, and then Agnew making it. That's 5. So I think Jamal Agnew is the 5th one. So then there's Jalen Camp, who I think could make it, and Emmett Orbibes. So I think those are going to be 2. I think there's going to be 7 receivers.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if Urban Meyer decides to keep a Camp or a Emmett Orbibes or a Dorsett over Colin Johnson. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
He likes speed. All those guys are fast, except for I think Emmett Orbibes is more physical than fast, but
And he's got that jump.
that giant vertical. So I'm saying, yeah, dude's 6'6", but 46.5-inch vertical. You might as well be 6'6".
I just don't see how Pharaoh Cooper or Dorsett really make the roster, just with the other guys given.
Yeah,
Like, I'd rather give Emmett Orbibes or Camp younger guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Better than Dorsett. Dorsett's just speed, and he's been that way his entire career.
Until Dorsett catches freaking 3 90-yard bombs in preseason, and then you're like, well, we got to keep him.
But yeah, guys, that is the Jaguars roster. It's better than you thought, isn't it?
It sounds good on paper.
Last year.
It sounds good on paper.
I'm so excited for preseason, man.
I know, I can't wait. I like watching guys battle for their lives.
And then we get to keep a lot more guys on the practice squad. We get like 6 more practice squad spots.
That'll be nice.
Very nice. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. It's been a minute. This has been a really long one, actually. It's been 40 times 3, so that's
Long enough.
That's 120 minutes. So
About 2 hours.
yeah, 2 hours. So hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. Make sure to go watch my film reviews. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, do all that. Turn notifications on because there's daily uploads coming starting tomorrow, Monday. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Later.